Hello, people. Okay, I'm going to push you back. Let's see. I'm falling behind the times. Here it is. It's 11:15 or something like that. Well, close to midnight. And I wanted to, earlier I was doing a video. I'm pretty sure I did a video. I don't know. And I wanted to do something that was appropriate for the day. In other words, when Jesus was of the body dead, he wasn't dead. He was in the spirit world, and he was teaching the spirits in prison. And so I found in this little book, Spirits in Prison. So I thought, okay, maybe that would be appropriate for today. I don't know. It'll be something new for me too. So let's just see what it has to say. So Jesus has been crucified, and he is dead. And his body's laying in the tomb. And tomorrow morning, he's going to be resurrected. So I'm a little bit on the late side about talking about the spirits in prison, but he's still there. He's not resurrected yet. And he did a whole lot in 3 days. And this will probably tell us a little bit about it. So hopefully I'll be able to see. So, Spirits in Prison. Okay, so this is in that little book. And I've got me a whole bunch of bookmarks now. Places I want to go back and read. Okay, so Spirits in Prison. The writings of every dispensation of the priesthood evidence that the Creator provided a place of confinement or retention where intelligences await future events concerning themselves. 700 years before the flood, the Lord, speaking to Enoch concerning the wicked, said, Behold, these which thine eyes are upon shall perish in the floods, and behold, I will shut them up. Then it's got a semicolon. It says, A prison have I prepared for them. And then it says, that's in Pearl of Great Price, Moses 7, verse 38. The idea of a pit or prison for man appears to have been quite definite in the mind of Job. Speaking of God's dealings with man, he says, He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. And that says, it can't be Moses. So it's got a 33:18. But what? Maybe it's in Job. Okay, I got lost there because I'm trying to figure out where the heck am I supposed to go, because it usually tells you before the 33 where you're going to. But it was talking about Job. So we'll hope it's that. The psalmist David called this place hell, or place of departed spirits. For he said of the Lord, Thou wilt not leave my soul in hell. Psalm 16:10. The latter part of the passage evidences that he was looking forward to the resurrection of Christ to open the way for his release. Neither wilt thou suffer thine Holy One to see corruption, The Apostle Peter was evidently quite familiar with this subject, for Christ also hath once suffereth for sins, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickeneth by the Spirit, by which also he went and preached unto the spirits in prison, which sometime were disobedient, when once upon the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing. And that's 1 Peter chapter 3, 18 through 20. The Nephites, as well as the Jewish prophets, speak of a place of confinement of spirits. Wherefore death and hell must deliver up their dead, and hell must deliver up its captive spirits, and the grave must deliver up its captive bodies, and the bodies and the spirits of men will be restored one to the other. Itchy in my ear. That's in 2 Nephi chapter 9, verse 12. These spirits which are delivered from hell are not the spirits of the righteous. For in the 13th verse of the same chapter, the prophet says, "For on the other hand, the paradise of God must deliver up the spirits of the righteous." These passages show us that the spirits of the wicked go to a prison or hell, and the spirits of the righteous to the paradise of God, a place of light and freedom. Doubtless it was the same paradise which Jesus referred to when he said to the thief on the cross, "Today shalt thou be with me in paradise." That's in Luke 23, verse 43. The Lord said in a revelation to the prophet Joseph, "I am the same which have taken the Zion of Enoch into mine own bosom, and verily, I say, even as many as have believed in my name. But behold, the residue of the wicked have I kept in chains of darkness until the judgment of the great day, which shall come at the end of the earth. And even so will I cause the wicked to be kept, that will not hear my voice, but harden their hearts." That's in Doctrine and Covenants, section 38, verse 4 through 6. This subject is still more fully explained in another revelation through Joseph Smith, after the Lord instructed him concerning the first resurrection. He says, "And after this another angel shall sound, which is the second trump, and then cometh the redemption of those who are Christ," with the possessive, "at his coming, who have received their part in that prison which is prepared for them, that they might receive the gospel and be judged according to men in the flesh." Now that's got a section 88, verse 99. So that's got to be in the Doctrine and Covenants. It doesn't say section, it just says 8899. This verse informs us that when Christ comes, there will be a class of spirits who will be redeemed from prison, because they will have paid the penalty of transgression and will have accepted the gospel, which will have been preached to them in prison. After the spirits who are prepared for redemption shall be brought out of prison by the resurrection, then another trump shall sound, which is the third trump, and then cometh the spirits of men, who are to be judged, and are found under condemnation. And these are the rest of the dead, and they live not again until the 1,000 years are ended, neither again until the end of the earth. That's verses 100 and 101. That is, all the dead that remain after the redemption of those prepared are those who are under condemnation, and they will not come forth through the resurrection until after the millennium of 1,000 years, and not until after the little season in which Satan will be loosed, and the end of the earth. It is mournful to think that even after so long a period of probation and or trial, there will be spirits who will still have to remain in the prison house. For verse 102 says, there are found among those who are to remain until that great and last day, even the end, who shall remain filthy still. In another revelation, we are informed that a part of those who inherit the terrestrial glory will be the spirits of men kept in prison, whom the Son visited and preached the gospel unto them, that they might be judged according to men in the flesh, who received not the testimony of Jesus Christ, or Jesus in the flesh, but afterwards received it. That's in section 76. That's definitely Doctrine and Covenants, as I know that one. Doctrine and Covenants, section 76, and it says verses 73 and 74. So here's a reference in the Bible, Job 17, verse 16, and Job 33, verse 24, and Job 28 and 30. And then Psalms, there's a bunch, but that's enough. So I read to you about the spirits in prison. But it does say that they were taught. They had a chance to be taught. And some still are going to refuse. So I guess that's that. Anyway, sorry, my ear's been itching. So there you go. My finger's in my ear. So that's what Jesus is doing right now. If you were back in his day, and his body is laying in the tomb, but his spirit is in spirit prison, teaching. So I think I'll just leave it at that, make it a short one, and just know that spirits in prison are being taught. They have a chance. Those who didn't get to receive the gospel when they were here get a chance to receive it. That's why it says that about being judged in the flesh. They need the knowledge so that they can make a choice, make a decision. And that's that. We want to be with the in crowd. That's what came to my mind. You know, there was a song with the in crowd. Anyway, we want to make it to the celestial kingdom. If you're going to be like your Father in heaven, you need to make it to the celestial kingdom. And that does take being baptized into the church. I think I'm just going to, like I said, I'm going to call it quits. Go see what's going on in the other part of the house. They might have just came in to refresh their drink and go back out. They're out in the garage. They've got sound equipment out there, karaoke machine and microphones, and they have a lot of fun when they go out there. So that's cool. I want something really super good, and I just don't know what it is. I got some crackers. Maybe I should go put some peanut butter on the crackers. I need something. Oh, you know what? Ooh, okay. That was not a good idea. When I was at the Dollar Tree the other day, I picked up some cream cheese icing because I was wanting some. I looked up a recipe for, it was supposed to be pineapple banana nut bread. Okay, the Hawaiian style. And it was still good. But, what was my point? Oh, the recipe gave you a recipe for cream cheese icing. And see, cream cheese icing, I can have that and not get sick. And it doesn't affect my sugar load very much. I mean, it probably does some. But the cream cheese makes all the difference in the world. It's not all overpowering sweet. I can't have the really sweet stuff. So, I just remembered. See, I've got crackers, and I was just thinking, okay, I'll go put some peanut butter on the crackers. But I just remembered I got that icing. And that would be really good. Some cream cheese icing on crackers. Not necessarily what I should have, but at least it's the cream cheese kind. So I'm excited now. I want something like a candy bar or something like that. But I don't have any. So I get to just want it. But now I think I will. I will go get me some cream cheese icing. You can get it at the Dollar Tree, and it's a lot smaller than your normal size, but it's $1.25, and it gives you plenty of icing. There's usually a lot of icing left, unless you're icing a cake, but I'm going to ice my crackers and hope that they taste really good. So, you guys take care. Tomorrow's Easter.